Hello, everybody. I would like to start by asking a question. What is your favorite movie? Anyone else?
Gran Torino.
Anyone else?
Wallflowers.
Oh, yeah?
Crazy Horse.
Okay. How many people froze when I asked you that question? And so many movies came to your mind? Yes. So, that is what happens when me, being a filmmaker, introduce myself to any number of people. They usually ask me, what is your favorite question? And I cannot, for the love of God, pick one, And for the longest time, it's made me feel like an imposter if I'm not a real filmmaker. Or because I did not go to film school, I cannot quote, say, some classic film or something like that. But anyways, that's not the case. And anyways, I'm happy to know I'm not the only one, and also to break the ice in this room. So, let's start. My name is Mohammed Jose. I am a Vancouver-based filmmaker, Nigerian-born as well. And let me see. I think I would just like to delve into the origin of my love for film. Okay? So I think it started around the age of 4. And my parents, being not interested in keeping their children company because they wanted to do their adult things, interact and network with friends, they had a whole big collection of VHS cassettes film. I think I was at that age maybe this short. And they had stacks on the walls, like this high, from one end of the hallway to the end of the hallway. So when I looked up, it looked like a big mountain. I'm like, can I cuckold these movies, But anyways, so with that in mind, all we had to do to keep ourselves busy as kids was watch film. And we saw so many different kinds of film. Lawrence of Arabia, James Bond, just name it. And at that point, I just got to delve into different scenarios, action, thriller, comedy, spy, romance, whatever. And, I got bitten by that bug, but I had no idea it was still in my system, it was latent, So anyways, fast forward. What did I end up studying? International law. Okay, still, no film insight in my career, what I was gonna do. And then what did I end up doing for work? I ended up working as a banker, all right? Which is very odd because one particular day in my blue suit and Chelsea boots, high-cut pants, and my green briefcase. I was walking all the way to my office, and then someone in the office stopped me and says, "Hey man, are you sure you're meant to be here?" And I'm like, what is this person talking about? Today of all days when I feel very self-conscious, And I'm like, oh my God, they got me finally, But anyways, that was when I knew okay, this communication or this film bug, which I've been investing in my body, is about to jump out. So anyways, fast forward. What am I gonna do next? How do I get rid of this monkey in my back, which wants to make film or do something creative, tell stories? So my next activity was to move to a financial daily paper, called Business Day. And they hired me to create content or to what's the word? Jazz up their content, so that more people could be interested in reading about financials in the stock market, So anyways, what did I do? I did that for a bit, and I noticed that they had a gap which was the interviews which they shot were very shoddy quality. And by my standards, me saying shoddy, I had never used an editing software at that point before. I'd never operated a camera before. But I knew what the quality was meant to be like. And I recommended to the director saying, hey, I think I can jazz this up a bit, make this nice. And it was like, yeah, give it a shot. I wasn't trying to take someone's job, but anyways, he didn't lose his job, he kept his job. But anyways, so, that was my first time operating a camera, one, and also trying to edit a video. And me saying that software was not good enough, I still had to find something free because that newspaper company was not going to fork out money to pay for Final Cut or Adobe or whatnot. So I used something interesting. I wouldn't even mention the name. But anyways, it did the job. The engagement went higher. People were There were more eyeballs on the paper and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh wow, I'm doing this, I'm shooting stuff, I'm editing. So anyways, making it more cinematic, putting some intros, and I got commended on the work I did. So that was cool. But still, I still wanted to do something else. I still wanted to make film because if I'm doing interviews, then it means you can do something more. You can create stories. And this, sometimes, I don't know, I'll speak for myself. Sometimes you wake up at 4 a.m. from some weird sleep or some dream, and it's a story. And it feels like the universe has like dumped or downloaded some story that you need to tell, and it's constantly like itching on your neck. You need to get it out. Anyways, that's what happens to me in my life. That's how I live. That's what I have to go through. I don't know about you guys. So, but still, I wanted to do film. So what did I do? I set up a company, and started offering services to clients. Took what I learned from, this whole process. I mean, dealing with numbers. That's a producer level. And then dealing with creatives and pitching ideas, So I did it scared. I started from small scale things, social media videos for brands, offering communication ideas to people, solutions to people, marketing and etc. And then I noticed that still, the quality is not, growing exponentially. What can I do? And still, knowing as well that I could not finance afford film school, what can I do? So I had to dive in and learn. I guess that's why some people do work as PAs, to climb the ladder. So luckily I knew people in the industry who had big productions for like Amazon and whatnot. So I went in there and I just learned on the job. And I'll tell you, I did a lot of tasks. I worked as a PA, I worked as a runner. The craziest one was when I worked as a COVID officer. Yeah, COVID officer. So how that happened was, or what that looked like was that on set, I'm with that long thing, I know which everyone remembers, that long thing that is like a tweezer thing, or what's it called? Like you use to clean your ear, the butt thing. My hand is in someone's nose doing that, and I'm looking at how they're fixing up the lens so I can learn at the same time. So those were crazy scenarios, but that's the only way to learn. I did it and it worked. So anyways, fast forward, skip. You learn, I took all I learned from my whole journey, and then it's what people say, reinvesting yourself or investing yourself. I invested in my business and in my brand, and in the services I offered to clients, and to be honest, the quality of the work exponentially increased, talking about cinematic feel, color grading, camera movement, working with art directors, managing teams, hair and makeup styles, and then most importantly, I got to learn what the power of references and doing the work of research does. Considering you're talking about film, before you have so many people who have taken their time to produce good body of work. And it behooves me if anyone wants to skip that step and just say hey, I'm gonna reinvent the wheel and create something new again. Are you crazy? No, you research about what someone has done in thriller or in comedy or in commercials and see your style. And then you put it into the work you wanna do. And then people will appreciate your work better and it stands out. It shows that you did better work. So let me see, hold on, I need to consult my notes. Where am I? Yeah, so cool. What I'm trying to harp on is that when you in your career or in your journey feel like you don't belong somewhere, or you feel like an imposter, guess what? It means you're doing the right thing because your buddy is telling you that, hey, I'm in a new terrain and I need to adjust to this altitude. So don't be daunted or don't give up when you do feel like that imposter syndrome. It does mean you're doing the right thing. What else do I have to say? Yeah, I'll say learn on the job, in your journey in trying to get what you want, trying to be a skill, shadow someone, do an internship, just upskill yourself and dive deeper, and you see that you're going to produce, a better body of work. I mean, for references, I learned this when I started pitching my ideas to brands. I've pitched to jewelry makers, furniture makers. Today I was doing one for, what's this brand about? Hold on. It's coming back. I think I need one more coffee. Yeah, no, actually a mattress company. And that brings to mind, for someone coming from a different country and trying to make it in the industry here in Canada, one thing I've learned is that you need to always put your stamp of being Canadian on it, you know? Putting your work about understanding the culture. For example, me pitching to this mattress brand, you know, for YouTube ad, a Facebook campaign they want to run. I had to put in Canadian elements, someone in their hiking gear, someone in Lululemon pants. Everyone knows that. Yeah. Coffee, smoothies, you know, things like, okay, I don't want to go too much. I disclose what were the details and what I presented today. But anyways, apart from that, it's about your idea and what you're trying to make. Now, I'm sure everyone has seen some crazy type of movies about a talking horse or a dog that is with a family, but everyone treats like a human being and it solves crimes. Yeah? So, if someone can pitch that idea and have a whole production team and production budget that is over like $1 million or $5 million to put a movie about a dog or a horse that's very human-like, do you think your idea is so silly? No, I don't think so. I think you have a chance, you know? So don't give up on your ideas, the original. Just make an effort to do some research and understand that there is a movie about a flying horse or a talking dog out there. So whatever idea you have, trust me, it's original. It can fly. You just need to get it in front of the right people and also in front of the right person as well. That brings me down to networking. I'll be honest, most of the opportunities I found in life and here as well is about, it all boils down to networking. You know, people getting what they want, to get into the rooms of power or getting opportunities. It's all about networking. The people you know, the people you meet. And then if you are in the industry trying to make it and you are here today, I think you're doing the right thing because you're attending events, you're attending conferences, you're meeting people, and that's the only way. You grow your network, and you grow your opportunities. So that is something to take a note as well. Let me see, I'm trying this freestyle version for my speech, but I do have talking points, so I do have you guys in mind. Let me see. Yeah, so I have to put maple leaf on it, and then this brings me back to what you have on the screen, which is the whole reason for my speech. It's called Still Like an Artist. Okay, so I think full circle moment is, still like an artist doesn't mean just rip off people's stuff. It means do the work, do the research to see what has come before you, what the great minds have done, so that you can, you know, what's the word? You can emulate, that's the word, the amount of work and the kind of quality, you know, that went into their work. Let that show and let that come out in the work you are putting out, so you can have higher quality and you can get better feedback. Still on that note, does anyone listen to hip hop? Yay. Does anyone know the rapper called Nas? There we go. So Nas has a song. It's called No Ideas Original, I guess. Now, still on this note, it's got two lines. The two lines go, no ideas original, there's nothing new under the sun, it's never what you do, but how it's done. The same thing I'm talking about, still like an artist. In everything you do, if it's film, music, art design, makeup, check out what the best people in line have done and let it shine in your work. Thank you everyone, have a good day.